you want to look at how much money do you want to make? You know, this is a business, and so this business is about dollars and cents. And so you want to also know how much money you want to make. Okay. So that's the first thing, because, well, not even, yeah, that's the first thing. You want to know how much money you want to make. You want to know what is your overall goal. You know, I've been in this business 9 years. I've been able to earn over $2.4 million in this company. And my goals change. The goals I had when I first got started, the goals that I have now, the goals that I had in the middle, things change. And so you want to make sure that you're looking at, okay, going into the new year, closing out this year strong, these are my goals for TLC. So what does that look like? That's what is your financial goal? What is your health goal? What is your commitment level? Are you, if you have a job and different things, how much time are you willing to commit? A lot of stuff I'm covering is really what's in the purple book. How many hours am I willing to commit each week toward my business? The same way that we know, okay, if I work this job, I work 20 hours, 40 hours a week. How many hours are you going to work on your business? And so those are things that I want you to think about. Those are the things that I want you to know. India said, I just rejoined. I'm not sure if you can still do it. It's the same steps. It's still creating the accounts. And of course, we know the goal is to do the work on a consistent level, to get the people, so that, those are good placeholders, but also get some more people in the funnels. So I see a couple questions already. Coming up with a game plan for my budget. So one thing that I love about this company is there's a minimal cost to keep your business running monthly with unlimited income potential. And so the game plan is honestly, a lot of times we plan our business based on our income. And really, we have to plan our business based on what we're willing to do. Because if you're willing to put in the work, you're going to make the income. And so it's not saying, because I'm going to just be honest, when you look at wanting a plan based on your budget, you're already putting a limit to what you can do. Whether you realize it or not, you're already putting a limit on what you can do and what's possible. And so we know to keep our business running, it's a month supply product minimum. So if you're in that space financially, well, maybe that's all you can do is that one product minimum. Then your goal is, and my goal is to help you understand that everything that you do is based on what you're willing to do and looking at what you can do. And so you might be the person that says, well, I don't have enough money right now to buy a lot of inventory. So I may not be able to sample as much on hand or sell products on hand. So I'm going to ask before I give the answer. So if you may be in a space financially where you don't necessarily have the income for the inventory to do a lot of on-hand work, then what should you be doing? What would you think you would do if you're not able to do the hand-to-hand business? I want to see what you guys think. So type it in the chat. What do you think if you can't? Okay. Thank you for being honest. That's good. Okay, that's one thing. That's good. India, yes, transformation. That's good. See if anybody else wants to say anything before I give the answer. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get into it. Use your site, be a product of the product, have conversations and take orders. That's it, Lakeisha. And so this is the thing. If you know that you're not able to have a lot of inventory on hand, leverage online. Because remember, your whole website, people have access to every product, whether it's in your hand or not. Because I show up on social media on a consistent basis, 95% of my customers are not local. And so in my mind, if somebody wants to buy a product from me and I have to ship it anyway, I don't have to have the product on hand. So when somebody hits me up and says, hey, do you have any deals? Or do you have this or do you have that? If TLC has it, I have it. So when someone says to me, do you have any deals? Do you have any specials? I ask them, what products are you interested in? And then I will shape the conversation based on the products they're interested in. And so if you've been sampling like crazy, then your goal is to do the follow-ups. Follow up with them. See how they love it. Make sure you're giving them proper instruction on how to use it so they're getting a result. If you sample someone and they only get 1 day to sample, then you have to make sure that you have the conversation so that when they use that 1 or 2 sachets for that one night, that they have some type of experience. So when I sample people, I don't, and if I'm sampling somebody 9 times out of 10, I just met you. But guess what? I care more about my sample doing what it's supposed to do for you than the fact that I don't know you like that. So I'm gonna lean in. I might tap you on your shoulder and I'll say, hey, let me ask you a question. Do you go to the bathroom on a regular basis? Because generally, if you could drink it like this, but if you're someone that if you're not going to the bathroom all the time, I would suggest using it like this, because I want to make sure the sample that I gives an experience. And so we always have to focus on what we can do and not what we can't do. Because if we focus on what we can't do, we're going to put ourselves in a box. We're going to put limits on ourselves that we can't get out of. And so if you know that you've been sampling, your follow-up game should be crazy. You should be taking notes. When you sample somebody, make sure you get their information. If you have to, put in the notes when you sampled them and what it was. Okay, I sampled this person 4 sachets on Monday. That's 2 nights worth or 2 days worth of tea, because whether they drink it as directed, it still recommends 2 sachets a day. So if I know I gave somebody 4 sachets, in the first day I want to make sure they understand how to consume it. And then I want to follow up even really after the first day to see what their experience was like, because maybe we have to alter how they do the second day. And so it's doing those things to say, okay, I know that when they have the experience that they desire from the product, they should be ready to shop with me. And if they're not ready to shop with me now, maybe they will be in time. Let me move on to the next person. It's leveraging social media. Whatever products you have, make sure your people see you consuming them daily. Make sure people see that you are having an experience and you're talking about what it does for you, how it makes you feel, what problem it solves. People pay for problem solvers. Everything we do is if you think about all the things I pay for electricity every month in my apartment because I need to be able to see. I need lights, I need power so I could do Zoom, so I could, watch TV, so I can charge my phone. Me having power monthly solves my problem. So I make sure that I pay for what I need. And so we have products that can solve problems. And so you want to make sure that you're sharing with people what problems the products are solving for you. And you're continuing to just share with people what it is that you love about the products and giving them the opportunity, sharing the calls with them. We do opportunity calls Monday through Friday at 8:00 Eastern on TLC Freedom. Those are calls to invite to. If someone likes your post or asked about one of the products, you could tell them about it. But when you plug them into the call, you have to remember on those calls, we don't just talk about the money. We also talk about the products. So now you're plugging people in to hear other people's experiences with these same products. You're letting them hear other people's success with these same products. And, I stepped away from the leadership call because we're working on having specialty calls for different industries. So now if beauty professionals, we can have a call where you plug the beauty professionals into that call, or a call for spa professionals, or a call for teachers, or someone in corporate. Now we're going to have specialized calls so people that that fit in that category can get on those calls. And so it's definitely making a decision and saying, okay, let me focus on my energy and attention on what I do have the control over, and let me make sure that I'm maxing it out. I was scrolling today and there was a little quick video, I think I shared it in my stories, where Mace was saying there's 2 reasons why things don't work. Either it's not for us or we don't put in the work to really get it done. And I know each of us made a decision to do this business. So I know in some way we know that this is for us, whether it's for the products, whether it's for the impact, whether it's for the money. And so now it's saying, okay, if this is for me, let me make sure I'm putting forth the consistent effort. So you said being a teacher and a health coach Monday through Friday, sometimes overwhelming and I run out of ideas. So what I just shared with you, those are the ideas. You don't have to come up with new ideas. You don't have to recreate the wheel. What I'm sharing with you is exactly what works. You sit, you sample, you share, and you do it again. The biggest thing is doing it consistently. Sometimes we get discouraged if we don't see the results right away. But just like with anything, you're not going to see the results unless you do it consistently. So just because you may not see the return immediately doesn't mean what you're doing is not working. It's a numbers game. Sharing is sampling. Sharing is giving your experience. Sharing is talking about what problem the product solved for you. Sharing is when you're in rooms and you hear conversations. 99% of the time, if you're talking to any, really, especially a woman, if you're talking to any woman about anything, you're going to hear something about money. You're going to hear something about energy. You're going to hear something about body image, whether it's lose weight, gain weight, tone up. You're always going to hear something that's related to something that we have. And exactly, Lakeisha, share other stories. When you get on those calls, you're going to hear so many testimonies from other people that you can leverage. Anybody else's testimony is now your testimony. We're all team TLC. I don't care whose testimony you hear. If it's a testimony about our products and our business, it's something you could share with other people. And so it's sharing through the products. The products have the biggest influence. If you haven't had the success financially yet, the products are the influence. And people really buy into the products anyway. Most people don't believe for big amounts of money. If they've never been an entrepreneur, if they've never made large amounts of income, most people don't believe that that's even possible. But what they do believe is that they can consume this product and get a result. When I share and sample people, when I'm out and about, I don't talk about the money that I've made. Most people, unless they follow me on social media, they don't even know that I'm a top earner in the company. I lead with the products. And so it's sharing, it's gathering those pictures. When you see transformation pictures, save them in your phone, create an album. So now you have examples to show people about what the products can do. Outside of you telling them about what the products can do, now you can show them examples. One thing I do is if I'm on a Zoom, if I'm on a launch, I'm going to make sure that if somebody's saying something that's a usable testimony, I'll take my phone and I'll do a quick recording. If someone talks about why they love NRG, I'll do a quick recording of that while they're talking. I'm like, oh, they're doing a testimony. I get my phone out and I record it. So now I have a video I can show somebody or send to somebody about this product, a real testimony from someone that's not me, that's sharing the same energy I'm talking about that the products give. And so sharing is just really getting the word out. The same way that you watch a commercial. I've never purchased anything personally from Shein or Temu, but I know a lot of people do. And you know why? Because they put it in your face every 5 minutes. You can't get on one platform and not see something from one of them. Fashion Nova is the same thing. And their products don't give you a result, but guess what? Because it's constantly in your face, the more you see it, the more you see it, the more you see it, the more you end up buying into it. So you have to say, okay, I have products that I sell. Let me get them in as many people's face as possible consistently. And I know everybody that sees it isn't going to buy right away. That's okay. I'm not worried about that. I'm going to focus on being consistent. I'm going to consistently show people daily what we have so that they can understand that this is something they need. Does that make sense? Are y'all tracking with me? Is this helpful? Let me know. Is this helpful? Because I know sometimes we think it's got to be a lot deeper than that, and it really doesn't. Sometimes we think it has to be more in depth, and it really doesn't have to be. It's really basic. We have products just like the mall has products. You know, I worked at the mall for 16 years, so I use a lot of mall analogies. When you go into a mall, there's people everywhere, but everybody doesn't have a bag. That's just how business goes. Even though people go to the place where they can buy stuff, doesn't mean they're going to walk out with something. But guess what? That same person that doesn't have a bag one day is going to go back and they're going to have a bag another day. But the mall doesn't shut down. They stay open every day. They show up every day for the potential that someone's going to come in and buy their products. You have to make that choice also. And if you're a health coach and what you do professionally, you're already in the environment and in the industry. How are you leveraging it? And that's something we could talk about deeper offline of how to leverage that. If you're in a health industry and you have health and wellness products, that's a win-win. I never really understood why more personal trainers didn't really take hold of this opportunity, because everybody trusts their trainer. They're going to ask the trainer, what should I take for this? What should I do for that? So why not have the products for people to get when they asking your advice on what they should do, because you're a health expert already. All right, so that was good. Does anybody else have any questions in regards to, goal setting? And again, when you know how much money you need to make or that you would desire to make, we got to break that thing down. You have to say, okay, I know that I want to make, somebody give me a number. And when you look at your number of how much money you want to make, you have to look at, okay, let me first look at my bills. How much money do I need every month to run my life? Okay, Jessica said 1,000, so we'll go with 1,000. Whatever your number is for the month, or if it's for the week, if it's for the month, divide it by 30. If it's for the week, divide it by 7. So take that number, 1,000. Let's say that's for the month. We're going to divide it by 30. That's 33.333. We know through our website, if someone joins the business or becomes a customer, we make $20 for every month supply product. So $33, we're going to round that up to 40. That's 2 products. So if you know that you want to move 2 products a day, it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. That doesn't mean the 2 people you talk to are going to be your customers. That's not reality. But if you talk to 6 people or 8 people or 10 people, you have a better chance that 2 people are going to make a purchase. And if that's through your website, if you have product on hand, you can look at how much you paid and how much you sell it for to base your profits off of that. But already know, if you need to move 2 products a day and you're not talking to at least 5 to 6 people every day, bare minimum, you're not going to hit your mark. You might have a day where you talk to 2 people and those 2 people to buy. You might have another day that you have to talk to 20 people. When I sold fragrance at Macy's, it was the numbers game. I had to run the numbers. I knew what my goal was of products, bottles of perfume or cologne that I needed to sell to achieve that goal. And so I had to keep talking to people until I got it done. I was at Macy's. It's not like I could leave. So I made sure that I ran the numbers. And there were days I had to be creative in running those numbers. There were days I had to walk up to people as opposed to waiting for them to come to me. This is not a business where we can just kind of put stuff out there and wait to see what happens. You do have to be, until you have a foundation already established, you do have to be more proactive in getting the word out. I see what you're saying. I'm not talking enough. Yes, you have to. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. And I'm going to keep saying that, y'all. It's a numbers game. You have to run the numbers. Now I'm going to take it to let's have a little fun with it. I don't know how many of y'all, if you're single or in a relationship, who's single, who's in a relationship? I'm going to look at the gallery view. If you're single, put your hand up. So think about this. How many people do you have to meet, talk to, entertain, go on dates with before you find your person? Think about it. We ladies, we don't get with the first man that roll up on us. And whoever's in a relationship, you didn't get with the first person that rolled up on you. And so we got to think about it. If in our regular life and building relationships, we don't have to run up on we're not accepting the first person that comes. It's just like, right, like speed dating. It's just like when you look for a job, you apply to multiple jobs until you get the right one. This is the same thing. You got to go through the numbers until you get to that right person. And just understand that when you do that, that doesn't mean if it takes a little bit longer, that just means you got to do a little bit more. And that's okay. When I first started selling fragrance, I had to talk to more people until I got my flow together, until I got my confidence together, until I got my game together, what to say to increase my numbers in getting sales. But at the beginning, I was learning. So I would just try, see what worked. And understand that someone telling me no doesn't necessarily mean I'm doing something wrong. No just means not right now. No just means I need more information. No just means I'm not clear if this is what I want. And that's okay. That's the person that you give an experience to. People pay for what is a priority to them. And so if they haven't bought, they may not see why it's a priority to them. And it's your job to either help them see it by giving them an experience with a sample or a week supply, following back up with them, finding out what their goals are, and suggesting what you have based on their goals. So that makes sense, right? Income directly proportional to the number of, exactly. The person that solves the most problems makes the most money. So you want to make sure that you're the person getting out there. You know what? One thing Eric Thomas always says: you can't outwork him. You may be smarter than him, you may have more experience, but you're not going to outwork him. You can make up for what you lack in your knowledge by running the numbers. And as you run the numbers, you'll start to learn, okay, this works. Okay, I see most of the people that I talk to prefer this product. Okay, I see now I'm getting more traction with this version of the tea, or the NRG over the blue mat, or whatever it is. You'll start to learn what works. It'll build your confidence. It'll build your belief. And now you'll be talking with ease to anybody. Transformation as well. If you know that you don't feel as confident because you want to transform, that's what your focus should be. But when you're doing that, make sure you allow people to see the journey and not just the working out. That's one thing I always tell people: if you're on a transformation journey, don't just show the workouts, because the workouts are a part of it, but you don't get paid for the workouts. You get paid for the products. So you want to make sure people see the system that you use and how even the products help you with the workouts. And so it's showing people what you have, showing people the journey, and being consistent with it. If each of you make a decision right now, is 45 of y'all on here. If each of you make a decision today that for 30 days, with no excuses, you are going to show up for your business, and you make that choice. Is it an hour a day? Is it two? How much time can you really commit that you know you'll stick to? I'm not going to say I'm going to work 10 hours a day if I know I don't have 10 hours available. So you want to pick a number of time that you're willing to dedicate to your business that you're going to stick to. And of course, on the days that you can do more, do more. So it's sharing with people the products, it's sampling, sharing your experience, sharing testimonies, inviting to get on the calls, inviting to get in the rooms. There's an event in New York on the 10th. I want to say at 7 p.m. If you're in New York or near New York, you should be promoting and inviting, whether you can be there or not. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it, but I'm still promoting it. I'm still sharing with it, because I know there are people that follow me that live in New York. I know people on my team are in New York. So I'm going to still promote it, even though I won't be able to be there myself. In Atlanta on the 15th, another event. If you know or have people in Atlanta, same thing. When you see those banners and you see those links, and all of it is in the Telegram group, if you guys are on here, you either got an email, text, or you're in the Telegram group. And I know that those events have been shared in all three ways: Telegram, email, and text. So when you see these events, it's not just for you to see and know. Show it, promote it, share it with people. Ask your followers, who follows me that's in New York? You can put a question in your stories. You can make a reel. Who follows me that's in New York? See who responds. Inbox them and invite them individually to come out to the meeting. Lisa Nichols is doing a show on Broadway, and they're doing the event the next day. That's big. Leverage Lisa Nichols. She is a part of our team. We're connected to her. Some of y'all on here, she's your direct sponsor. And if she isn't, we're all on the same team. You got to leverage that. It doesn't matter. People don't know on the outside looking in whether you're the sponsor or who. All they know is she's in the same business that you're in. You're in the same business that she's in. So you got to leverage that. You have to make sure that you're sharing, and that's exciting. Lisa Nichols is a world-renowned speaker. She's been on Oprah. She was in The Secret, Chicken Soup for the African-American Soul. People all over the world know who she is. We need to leverage that connection a little bit more than we are. You don't know who's following you, that could be hearing that she's a part of the company now gives it another level of credibility while you're building your credibility being in the company. All right. So does anyone else have any questions? Anybody else got any questions for me? Questions, comments, concerns? Okay, let's see. Can you give some examples of how you talk about the products like the tea for social media? So, India, like I was sharing earlier, is really sharing with people what the products have done for you. Whatever products that you love, talk about your experience. So, and the thing is, I always say this, I don't want anybody to overcomplicate it because the money is attached. Because if you eat a good meal at a restaurant, you know exactly how to tell your friend how good the food was. If you watch something on Netflix, you know exactly how to tell people how much you love that movie. You don't need prompting, you don't need examples because you're sharing your experience, and your experience is personal to you. So if you know that you use this product and it helps you feel something, talk about it and share other examples as well. That's where the pictures come in the Telegram group, when you see transformation pictures, even when you see people share experiences in the groups. If somebody shares a testimony, screenshot the testimony and share it. They don't know, it's the testimony. And remember, the same way that we share reels that we see that are funny between people, guess what? We don't ask permission, we just share it. I think it's because I haven't been using it as long, but just start reminding us. Yeah, just start with, that's all, but that's all you have. That's what makes it real, is your initial experience. Remember, everyone that gets started isn't at the finish line. Everybody started where they started. We all started sharing what our experience was, and the more experience we had, the better, the more we talked about it. And that's okay that you're overthinking it. It's okay. That's what a lot of people do. And that's why I'm telling you to just, it's the same. That's why I said don't overthink it, because money is attached. Because anything that's free that you don't get paid from, we have no problems talking about. I mean, I talk to people all the time about food I like, the restaurant, and all of that. Because there's no money attached, we can freely have a conversation. Imagine being able to freely have the conversation and the money's the byproduct. And so it's not, it isn't overthinking, it's just sharing your experience. And remember, you can't say the wrong thing to someone that doesn't know what you're going to say. Because if I was to give you a script, now it's not personal, now it's not authentic. And people can tell when you're trying to sell them something. And if you're reading from a script or trying to remember what somebody told you about something, it's not going to come off genuine. But when I tell people that if I'm sampling somebody that's a server or in a department store, and I tell them, listen, when I used to work at Macy's, oh my, I already know. I know you'd be tired, because I know I was tired. This NRG, when I tell you, this used to be exactly what I need. This was clutch. About 15, 20 minutes, I would be flying. That's my real experience. That's something somebody can relate to if they're experiencing that too. That's not my experience is not something someone can teach me, because it's personal to me. Coach Natalie took Adderall for many years before TLC. NRG replaced the Adderall for her. It helps her with focus, it helps her with mood, and all of those things. Guess what? I never took Adderall, but I leverage Natalie's story if I'm talking to someone that's taking those type of products. Someone tells me they have ADHD and they're taking this prescription, that I'm gonna leverage the testimonies of someone they can relate to if my testimony is not relatable for them. And so that's why it is important to get on the call so you can learn and hear the different stories. I worked at Macy's. If you meet anybody that works at Macy's or in a department store or in the retail space in general, I'm someone you could talk to them about. My business partner used to do this same thing. And she came over here and she was able to make a lot of money. And now she doesn't even work at the department store anymore. I have a testimony you can share. And so it's sharing your real experience and collecting other experiences. And then as you grow, as you get more success, as you have more experience, and you continue to share your experiences. What I told people when I first joined, my experience with the products and what I tell people now is not the same. There were products around when I started that we don't have anymore. If I was harping on that, I wouldn't be able to sell the products we currently have. We used to have a lemon CBD detox tea. We used to have a raspberry CBD detox tea. When we had those products, everybody loved them. But guess what? We don't have those products anymore. So instead of me thinking about what we don't have, I just hype up what we do have because they all still are amazing. So I hope that that helps. All right. Does anybody else have any questions? And if you don't know what your goal should be outside of looking at how much money you want to make and how many products you need to move, a great goal is 10-5-2. 5 new customers that buy a month supply product, 2 new business partners. And once you have those 5 customers and those 2 new business partners, you're going to go on your back office and you'll see 10-5-2 monthly. You'll click that button and you'll acknowledge that you also sample 10 people and then you get your bonus. In that process, those 2 new life changers are really customers too because they're buying products. Those 5 customers are customers. Those 10 people are 10 people. So that's 17 people that now have an experience with your products. That could either be your continued customer, your continued business partner, they could be your referral person, whatever have you. And I'm telling you, whatever if you're brand new, if you took the NRG one time and it gave you energy, you can talk about it. If you drank the tea one time and it helped you go to the restroom, or it helped with your bloating or cramping or whatever have you, it helped you feel better, you can still talk about it. It doesn't have to be a 30-day testimony. As soon as you have an experience, you can share it. It's just like people, like if you're on a weight loss journey, people know you're not going to lose weight overnight. You don't have to wait until you lose 50 pounds. You can tell them when you lose 5. You can tell them when you lose 2 overnight. It's just like when just like when someone's pregnant, they don't wait until they're 9 months pregnant to tell people they're pregnant. They tell people they're pregnant when they find out. And as they get bigger and bigger, you just see the evolution of the pregnancy. All right. Any more questions? Questions, comments, or concerns? Does anybody have any wins that they want to celebrate? Maybe something that you accomplished last week. Does anybody have any wins that they want to celebrate? Did you hit your goal last week? Did you get 10-5-2? Did you get R5 and get 5 customers? Did you have a conversation maybe you were afraid to have and you had it and you're proud of yourself? So if you have any wins that you want to celebrate, and listen, any win is a win. If you did something out of your comfort zone, that's a win. If you talked to that person and you were scared, that's a win. If you sampled that person and you never sampled somebody before, that's a win. I upsold a customer from sampling them. Exactly. I love it, Anthony. So Anthony, put you on the spot. Unmute yourself and share with us how you sampled them and how you upsold them.
Hey y'all, so the customer I upsold is actually my granny, and she is like a coffee addict. Like she cannot go a day without her coffee. And when I was back home in Detroit like 2 weeks ago, she was telling me like her energy sucks. We have like a lot of kids in our family. She watches a lot of them, so she needs to keep her energy up. So I sampled her some NRG. I had some like for the event. And the whole like I want to say I was there like 5 days. She took the energy every day and she fell in love with it. She was like, okay, I might buy it. So then this month came along and I'm like, all right, it's about time for her to buy her Delgada. Like I know she's ran out. And when I went to call her to check up on her for the Delgada, I was just basically asking her, like, hey, do you still need some NRG? I know you liked it when I was in town. And she went ahead and bought a month supply of both. So that's how I upsold her.
Now, I love that you shared that. And I want y'all to think about this. Even if you don't know Antonique is not new in the business. Antonique's granny has been Antonique's granny since Antonique said yes. And sometimes the people that you know the closest to you may not support you right away. So we can't assume because that's Antonique's granny, that's why she bought it. Antonique sampled her. Antonique followed up. Antonique got the sale. Everything that I said, though the basics work. Sample, follow up, share. Tawid, oh, congratulations. When was your 1 year anniversary? What day was it?
It was actually the 8th, the
Okay.
8th of this
Happy
month.
anniversary.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? I'm just excited to achieve the 1 year. I just kind of thought about when Antonique and I was on the phone together, and I appreciate being a part of a great community and
Yeah.
having access. I just look at it as an opportunity to learn and develop. And I remember when Antonique was like, just have fun, don't overthink it. And I've been just taking my time, just picking up the nuggets, the learning bites along the way. So I believe it's been fruitful, not just from a standpoint, it hasn't been tons of money, but you know what? I am earning extra income. I'm a 9 to 5er. I love what I do, but I
Right.
also want to create additional revenue streams. And I wanted to be a part of a community of women as well as men that I can learn from and just continue to grow.
I
I take the
love that.
approach, the race is not given to the swift, it's given to he that endured. So,
I love
I
that.
I'm here for it. I really enjoy it, and I love my transformation, and I'm just excited about it and grateful.
I love it. And I want you to understand something. This business, even though we didn't create the products, even though we didn't create the company, we're each entrepreneurs in this business. We're each the CEO of our TLC business. And most people that start a business do not see a return on their investment in the first year. So, and even if you didn't make a lot of money, that's okay. That's still a win. And I'm going to be honest, and I need y'all to really hear this, especially going into the new year. Anytime you think you're not making enough, or you haven't lost enough, or you're not doing enough, it's because you're looking at what somebody else is doing. And when you compare your journey to someone else's, it steals some of your joy of what you're actually getting accomplished. And so you have to know your journey is your journey. You can't look at you can't measure your success based on what someone else is doing, because you're in your first year and you could be watching somebody in their 5th year and they're seeing all of the things from 5 years. And so you have to make sure that you're focused on what your goals are. And if you're not getting the results that you want, it's just doing more. The free enrollment it's over. That was for the month of November. Any other type of enrollment deals, the company will let us know. But the free enrollment was for the month of November. And I see someone, I don't know their name, it says Challenge, has their hand up. And happy anniversary to Jimmy, October 31st, 2-year anniversary. I'm assuming that was 2 years. 15-day kits being restocked. Okay, wait.
Hi, I'm not sure why my name is showing up like that. My name is Brittany.
Okay, hey Brittany.
Hi, my win is that I started using the products 2 weeks ago, and then in less than 2 weeks I lost 7 pounds.
Yes,
Um,
congratulations.
I was extremely low in energy, and
Okay.
now I have energy for everything I need to do.
Yes.
You said comments, if we had any comments. Something that resonated with me is that just by being consistent and continuing to share my story over and over again, that's how I'll make traction.
Yes.
Sometimes we see the stories of like people who were able to like make rank in like 24 hours or 48 hours, and it's like, I'm not in a position right now to do what they did, but I can play the long game. I can be consistent, and so that's what I'm holding on to. That's what resonated with me.
Good. And I want you to understand, sometimes what you see, I'm not saying it's not real. You don't know that person's journey or story. So you've been using the products 2 weeks. People that you're seeing doing certain things may not be as new as you. They may be new to you because you're new to the business. And so that's why I said you can't necessarily look at what someone else is doing, because they could be on their chapter 5 and you're on your chapter 1. You can't compare yourself to someone that may have already been doing this for a while and they fell forward and now they're at their season of increase. Because remember, there's enough out there for all of us. There's 8 billion people in the world. There's people that we each pass by every day that doesn't know anything about these products or this business. So it's you knowing what your goals are and working within that And one thing you have to make sure when you're watching other people's journeys, make sure that you're inspired and not intimidated. Because when you see other results, it's just another proof that it's possible. And if it ever gets to a space where you're now intimidated or feeling less than because of it, you may want to pull back on what you're watching. Social media, unfortunately, we live in that era now where, you know, social media shows the highlight reels of everybody's life. Social media shows what we choose to share. And so you don't make sure that you're not letting social media be the real sounding board for you on what's possible in this business. Let what you do every day, because the only competition you have is you against you. So Miranda said, my win last week was when I went to my pulmonary doctor and I took my breathing test. She was shocked by my results. And that's what I've been doing since my last test 6 months ago. I told and showed her my NutriBurst and tea. She said, don't stop taking these. She stated that by taking these products as well as my diet, that my lungs will be even more stronger when I return. I've been struggling with my lungs for 18 years on oxygen, but since I've been incorporating these products, I feel so much better. I'm down 33 pounds over the 6 months I joined the business. That's big, Miranda. So I'll say this, y'all, we can't make medical claims. So what that's her real testimony. So I'll give you guys a tip. If you want to use what Miranda said, this is how you can talk about it, especially if people ask questions about the efficacy of the product. One of my business partners went to the doctor and they were excited by her results, and she showed the doctor what she was using and the doctor told her keep using it. That's not making a medical claim, but that's still giving credibility to her experience and a doctor saying it's good to keep doing this. All right. So just like, I don't want you to think you can, because I don't want to, you know, we can't make medical claims. Now, of course, if you're having a one-on-one conversation that's not being recorded, then that's a real testimony. But if you're on social media and you're posting or you're on a live, you don't want to share at that level, because that's still making a medical claim, even though that's her real experience. But you can say she used these products. She's been using the products for 6 months. She went to the doctor. She got some tests done. The doctors were amazed. She showed them what she was taking, and they told her keep doing it. That's very general, but it's still effective. And I would drop that in the Telegram chat, Miranda. And like I said, share that. And so y'all all heard it. So now you have another testimony that you can now share with your network. Jimmy, you had your hand up. Was it for something? Did we already address you? Or is it something else?
No, it was something else.
Okay.
It was in reference to just a quick tip for everybody. If you're not on a smart ship, get on the smart ship, because when the company sells out products and you're on a smart ship, your stuff gonna come.
Oh yeah.
Sold out or not. Okay.
Yes.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because I have my 2 15-day kits as one of my smart ships. And I had a person that I sampled, and he was like, look, that watermelon was fire. I want that. I need that. I say, because I asked him, how long you been working out at this gym? He said 6 months. I said, well, how much weight have you lost? He said, none. I said, here, take this right here. Sampled it to him. He took it. He had an experience. He's like, I want 2 15-day kits because I want 30 days worth. So it came through Smart Ship during the sold out period. So if y'all don't hear what I'm saying, hear what I'm saying.
No,
Get
you're
your
right.
Smart Ship right.
Thank you so much
Thanks,
for
Coach
that.
LQ.
Thank you. That is exactly right. I also got my 15-day kit because it's on my Smart Ship as well. So make sure that and not only do you get the products that are sold out, because when products are sold out, the company's already designated all the Smart Ships first. And if that's all that's left is the Smart Ship orders, that's when it's marked sold out. And so that's how you do still see people with certain products, because it was on Smart Ship. And not only that, because the product prices have increased $5 individual and $10 for kits, when you're on Smart Ship, and this is something to tell your customers, when they're on Smart Ship, they honor the regular price. They don't have to pay the elevated price. But if they just buy every now and again, they're going to end up paying a little bit more. And also, I wasn't able to be on that Zoom. Anthony, correct me if I'm wrong. They said that on when a customer's on Smart Ship, they get the 10% discount right away.
The
when they
10%
order.
discount activates on your second Smart Ship order.
Okay, there we go. 10% discount activates for the customers. So that's also something to let your customers know. And when your customer's on SmartShip, guess what? That's a guaranteed sale every single month. If you have a customer on NutriBurst SmartShip, every time that NutriBurst order is placed, that's another $20. Okay, my binaries I need to put on SmartShip. Yes, any Life Changer account to stay active must be on SmartShip. So whenever those binaries joined, whatever they ordered, activated them for the first 30 days. And so if that person joined on December, like today's the 8th, their SmartShip needs to be set up on January 8th. And so that if you're not sure when, or they're not sure when, they can log in their TLC iOffice, click the orders tab, and that'll tell them the day that they ordered, which would have been the day they joined. So anybody, in order for you to stay active, you must be on SmartShip, and to stay binary qualified, at least the one person on your left and one person on your right must also be active and on SmartShip. And some people, India, some people have inventory because some people buy products in bulk. So some people just happen to still have some when it's sold out from when they purchased in bulk when we did have it in stock. I did see a question earlier about the 15-day kits. The only reason the 15-day kits are not available is because the watermelon and the tropical punch is out of stock. But the 15-day kits are consistent products that we sell. So once those versions of the tea come back in stock, they'll be back available. Lemonade tea is still new, so I don't know if at some point in the future they're going to also make a 15-day kit with the lemon. I'm not sure. Okay, let me see. You're welcome. All right, it's 7:50. I got time for one more question. Does anybody else have any questions? Yeah, that is true as well, Miranda. Thank you. You can make a 15-day kit if you have products on hand. You definitely can do that for sure. Anybody else got any questions? This was good, y'all. How long will it take for international to enroll because the system doesn't allow? That would be, I'm not sure how it's working with the new website system. So if you're trying to enroll someone internationally and it's not working, you can call the company and they can do the enrollment for you. So anything like that, that's a company question. So Anthony, let's make sure we drop the hours and the phone number again in the chat. So make sure you contact corporate in the morning if you're wanting to enroll someone that it's not taking, and they can help navigate you through that process. How many products to earn 4,000 monthly? All right. So Rhonda, we're going to take 4,000. Let's get your calculator. 4,000 divided by 30. That's $133.33 a day. So $20 per product. So we'll round that up to 140. So that's 7 products, 7 individual month supply products. Now remember, the commission is the same if someone is a customer or if someone joins as a life changer. So if we're looking at strictly retail and fast start, that's 7 products a day. Now, if you're binary qualified and your team is moving products, you're also accessing binary commission. If you're making a goal which 7 products a day, I would make 10-5-2 one of your goals, because that number also doesn't include any bonuses. 10-5-2 pays you a $50 bonus. R5, which is 5 returning customers, pays you a $50 bonus. So that number doesn't include the bonuses either. So when you're binary qualified and you have other people on your team also moving products, because it's a lot easier to make that type of money each month when it's not just you doing the work. It's possible, I will be honest, to move 7 products a day, unless you have a large influence, you would almost need to do TLC full time, unless you have a huge network or you already have some things established. You ready to get out the classroom? Well, I will say, so this is, I love that, Rhonda. So I'm gonna end it with this. Anybody who's in the education system, who works in a school or something like that? I want to see if you work in a school or you got kids that go to school. Either you work in a school or you got kids that are in school. If either one of those apply, put 1 in the comments. Okay. So this is what I want you to think about. The holiday season is coming up. all parents get gifts for the teachers. That's one thing. So if you're going to get gifts for the teachers anyway, let me give you a hack. Go to Family Dollar, get some little mugs, get some, most teachers drink coffee, tea, something. Get a cute mug and put some samples in it. Put in a little bag if you want, put a bow on it, make it cute. Now you're sampling the teachers and you're also giving them a Christmas gift. Instead of going to buy a Starbucks gift card or anything like that, you want to make sure that you're leveraging the opportunity. You have products. When you give gifts, TLC should be a part of the gifts. If you are a teacher, your coworkers are tired, they drink coffee and tea, they want to lose weight, they need energy. You should be sampling the teachers. You know when they get paid, because that's when you get paid. So that's when you follow up. You know, on payday, I'll be rolling up on everybody. That's the time to have some inventory. Sell them a week's supply. I remember I had a young lady in my business. She was like, Coach, I'm trying to get she was like, I have the teachers at the school, they buy stuff for me every week, but I want them to be month supply customers. I said, listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Some people you'll be able to get like that, but whether people realize it or not, if they buy a $25 week supply from you 4 weeks in a row, that's $100. It would be a lot cheaper for them to get a month's supply. But some people, if spending $25 each time makes more sense to them than spending $85 at one time. So don't be discouraged if someone's not transferring over. All right, I saw one more thing. Okay, you said you need help. Ariana, I'm in Atlanta, but what do you need help with, love? You need in-person help. So what does that mean? What does the in-person help mean? If that's the case, you should definitely be coming to the meeting on the 15th. You should have already registered. You should be inviting your guests, anybody that you know, you should be inviting them to come out on Sunday. Good. So your goal, Ariana, this is your goal. We got a whole week. Your goal is to get as many people that you know to come with you, because that's the real point of those meetings, is not just for you to go, but it's for you to invite people so that they can learn about the products and business, they can sample the products and have their experience. What are the sizes of those bags they put 5 sachets in? I'm not sure the size. I would go on Amazon and look at some, look up jewelry bags. Okay, Anthony said 5x7, because I don't know. When I buy packs, I get the ones that have multiple sizes. But and you could do the bags. You could go get the little drawstring bags. You make it however you want. However you want to make your kit, make your kit. It doesn't have to be a certain way. It don't have to look a certain way. Whatever is clever for you. And Jimmy's giving examples. He showed the QR code, so he's showing you different things that he uses that helps. All right, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and end it if we don't have any more questions. So Ariana, if you're in Atlanta, make sure you definitely come out. Everything that we talked about today on this Zoom, you can literally put into application now. And then in person, we're going to share the same things. And so make sure that you take action. Don't wait until Sunday to take action, even if you need in-person help. Yeah, this one is recorded, so the replay will be dropped in the chat. But your goal, Ariana, is to get you some people to come with you to the meeting. Get you some invites out, take those flyers, send them to people directly. Don't just put it on social media. Reach out to people individually and invite them to come out with you and be your guests. This will give them a chance to get some free samples of the product. So now they can try the tea, the Blue Magic, for free and get an experience. And if they want to join the business or be your customer, that's your person. All right. So I love you guys. Have an amazing, amazing night. Anthony said, subscribe to TLC Freedom on YouTube. All of the trainings, opportunity calls, even the ones with Lisa Nichols are on there. Those are real-time calls that you can share at any time. So if you can't get people to get on at 7 or at 8 o'clock, go on YouTube and send somebody the video. All right. So we love you guys. I'll be in the chat on Telegram throughout the night, so you can send out your, if you have any more questions, y'all follow me on social media. I always answer questions in my inbox. I'm here to serve, but I love you guys. Have an amazing, amazing night, and I'll see y'all later.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Coach
Good night.
LQ, let's get it.
Thank you so much, Coach.
You're welcome. Love y'all.
Bye.